Moemise ka something. Ere ke mmone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Program Director. All protocol observed. My name is Msawenkosi Matigizela from South African Qualifications Authority. I'm with my colleague Vanessa Makongela. She's here. Where is Vanessa? And also I have also with Josejo, who's also, I think she's outside on the stand. Colleagues, I'm not going to be long because of time. My presentation was, I prepared a presentation for an hour, but when I came here, I was told that I've got only 10 minutes. So I won't be long. I will just briefly tell you about the mandate that SAQA has. That's all, because I think it is critically important that we tell you what is the SAQA doing and what is our mandate. Thank you. The first slide, please. SAQA was promulgated in 1995 by SAQA Act number 58 of 1995. In 1998, there was an implementation of 8-level NQF. When we are talking about levels, we are talking about levels of qualifications. In 1998, there were 8 levels of qualification from level 1 to level 8. Then in 2021, there was a review of the NQF. After the review of the NQF, there was an NQF in 2001. In 2008, there was an act, NQF Act 67 of 2008, that resulted into 10 non-qualifications that we are saying they are being phased out by the system. Those qualifications were a result of that act of 2008, which was in 2009 we implemented the 10-level NQF. That means from level 1 to level 10. Then in 2015, there was an alignment of higher education qualifications. Then in 2021, there was a publication of OQSF. After the publication of QSF, the SETAs and the SETAs and the QCTO have to align their qualification to occupational qualifications. As Mr. Matenja was saying here, talking about the qualification, the boilermakers and all those qualifications are registered by SAQA on the NQF. It's our duty as SAQA to register those qualifications so that when you go and learn, you want to go and learn the boilermaker. There are so many schools that are outside there. You will find that those schools are not accredited to provide that qualification. Then learners and the parents are paying for those schools for their learners. After they've finished, they are not getting employed. The reason why they are not getting employed is because the qualification is not registered on the NQF. And you'll find that the provider also is not accredited by the SETA, because the providers has to be accredited by SETAs. If the SETA did not accredit that provider is not allowed to teach that qualification or to deliver that qualification. All the qualifications that are delivered by the providers must be accredited by SETA and they must be registered on the NQF, which is what we call National Qualification Sub-Framework. That is where the qualification should be registered. The next slide. What about SAQA? The SAQA is a statutory established in terms of SAQA Act of 58, 1995. continuing in terms of the National Qualification Framework, Act number 67 of 2008. The SAQA mandate, the NQF Act mandate is mandated to develop and implement the NQF, to advance the objectives of the NQF, to coordinate the sub-frameworks. When we are talking about the sub-frameworks, we are talking about the occupational qualification sub-frame, where the SETAs are submitting their qualifications to submit them to SAQA to register them to the NQF. We have what we call the Umalusi, that is a grade 12. Also Umalusi submit the qualifications to SAQA. The NCS, that is the National Certificate Qualification, is in the NQF, is registered on the NQF. Then we have higher education qualification sub-framework, that is the universities, private universities and so on are also in the sub-framework, next level. Then what is the legislative mandate is to oversee the implementation of the NQF by all the three sub-framework, to advise the minister on higher education and training NQF matters. The other one is to maintain the National Learner Database record, the National Learner Record Database. What do we mean by saying? We are saying if you have been in school in let's say in 1996, now you want to verify, you want to work somewhere else. They said they want to see your qualification, whether is it accredited or is it verifiable. You come to us, we go to our National Learner Record Database, we check your qualification, we verify for you, we give you the letter that tells us that you have been studying, you are qualifying, you have this qualification. The other one is to develop and implement NQF policies and criteria to register qualifications, professional bodies, professional designations on the NQF, to evaluate and advisory services for foreign qualification, to recognize professional bodies, to provide verification services of national qualification, to inform the public about the NQF. This is what we are here for, is also to inform the public about the NQF. Let's, the next slide. What are the objectives of the NQF? To facilitate access, mobility, and progression. That is what it's very important, to make sure that we facilitate access to the institutions. Learners must have access to the institution. That is also one of the we are doing. We accelerate redress of the past unfair discrimination. That is why the NQF was developed, because we wanted to address the unfair discrimination. If you remember before, the education was not the same. But today, you can go to Rhodes University, you can go to Walter Sisulu or to Forte. The qualifications that are delivered in those institutions are the same. That is what the reason why they are the same, because they have to be registered to the NQF. When they are registered on the NQF, we evaluate them to make sure that what is delivered in Forte is the same content that is delivered in Rhodes University. That is how the NQF was addressing the injustices of the past, to enhance quality of education and training. Hence, we are busy today with the SETAs and QCTO to say they are make sure that what is delivered is what the providers will be delivering. We must make sure that learners are going to get employment. You can't take children, because the high rate of unemployment is very high. It is our duty also as SAQA to make sure that we don't register qualification that is not going to assist in terms of our economy and also in terms of the employment of our children. To create single integrated national framework, contribute to full personal development of each learner and the social and economic development of the nation at large. That is what I was talking about. The next slide, please. I want this slide, let's skip because of the time. Let's not. Now, let me come to this one, to the qualifications. That is what we have on the qualifications. Before, we have 8 level, NQF level here. Then on the other side is 10 NQF level. If you look at what was at the NQF level 8 before, the doctorates, masters were at NQF level 8. But today, it's NQF level 10. NQF level 10 is doctorate only. Masters are at NQF level 9. NQF level 8 is postgraduate honors degrees and professional qualifications. Like you have your Bachelor of Education, which has 480 credits. They are sitting at NQF level 8. You will have NQF level 7, which is your bachelor's degrees and advanced diploma. You have 6 diplomas at NQF level 6, which is, there was NQF at level 6. Before, and there were degrees, bachelors that were pegged at NQF level 6 in the 8th NQF level. The other bachelors, they are still pegged at NQF level 6. But when we have done the 10th NQF level, SAQA has to do the alignment in 2015. We had to do the alignment of qualifications so that we make sure that all the qualifications that are supposed to be pegged at NQF level 7, they are at NQF level 7. Then we've got also here, there was a change in 2021 of there was a change of occupational qualifications there. Let's move to the next slide. Here's pre-2009 qualification that I was talking about. We have unit standard-based qualification. We have learning programs. We have unit standard that are on their own. We have trades. This is, then we have occupational, in 2014, occupational certificates. Then in 2021, we have occupational qualifications. That is what we have. Next slide, please. Then in there was, if you look at the directive for pre-2009, the transitional arrangements, in June 2023, the minister had issued a directive for pre-2009 arrangement under SAQA Act of 1995. Act number 58 of 95 was published by the Minister of Technology and Science. The guidelines in 13th December 2024 that says all the qualifications that were there before 2009, their deadline is June 2023. Then the last date to enroll the learners is 30th of June 2026. The last date of achievement will 30th of June 2029. That means those are the days that we are giving to all the providers, to the learners also, to say, those that are doing those old qualifications, they must finish them by 2029 to make sure the learners are out of the system. Because after that, there will be no delivery of those qualifications. I'm about to finish. You jump that one, another one. Now, I want to come here. If you look at that side, especially on the occupational qualifications, you will have general occupational certificate, you have elementary level 2, you have occupational certificate level 3. What I want to emphasize is that most of level 1 to level 3, you will see that those qualifications you don't need to have. For instance, level 1, you don't need any qualification to do that certificate at level 1. You don't need, because we understand that there are those that didn't go to school, but you'll find that they have the skill to do. They can do the qualification at NQF level 1. the occupational certificate. Then let's go to the last, that slide. This is the criteria that we are using for the qualification, but we want to make sure, that is why we are having a criteria. We are having a criteria because we wanted to make sure that across the board, the qualification are pegged on the same level. If it's level 6, it must be level 6. They must be the same. Let's move to the next slide. The next slide, please. Next slide. I want to talk a little about this one. This is the articulation, which gives us a problem a lot when you are coming from the TVET college, you want to go to the university. Those are the issues that we are having a problem with. But what we need to understand and what we need to know is that when the qualification is being developed, even at the SETA level, it is important that also when you develop a qualification, you must not think about the articulation at the end of your qualification. You must think about the qualification at the design stage. When you are starting to design your qualification, you must also think about the articulation. Because the university, you will have a qualification, a learner that doesn't have a matric, because the university, they talk about the matric. That learner has NQF level 3. The university is not going to take that learner, because they believe that the learner, they need a learner that has what we call it National Senior Certificate. That is why you are saying there must be an MOU between the TVET colleges and the universities of technologies to have an understanding when you design your qualifications, and also when you are delivering the qualification, you make sure that your learners, when they finish their TVET institution, when they finish at your TVET institution, where they are going, so that we make sure that there is an articulation between the University of Technology and the TVET college. It's one of the issues that we are battling with, and we know that the other issue that is having there is that the universities have an autonomy, and their autonomy is too much, to the extent that they decide what they want. They put the criteria that will exclude our children, especially from the TVET colleges. That is one of the issues that we are having. That is one of the issues that we are saying, let us look at this and see how can we do. But what SAQA has done, we have developed what you call it articulation hubs. There is one articulation hub in Bloemfontein, Central University of Technology. In all the provinces, but I'm not sure here, I haven't heard about it here, whether in Northern Cape, we don't have one here in Northern Cape. But in other provinces, we do have what we call it articulation hubs, to make sure that there is an agreement between the university and the TVET colleges, so that when the student pass they want to go to the universities, we make sure that they articulate to the university. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir. Sorry to my speakers. We are running, very, very late over the program, but thank you so much, Mr. We really appreciate the information. Information is power, like I said, so thank you a lot, Mr. Msawengos. Let's clap hands for him again. Sabalemona, man. Me, I can't have more energy than you, so there's a problem already. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our walkabout. So I think because of time, we're just going to do 30 minutes. So we're going to walk around the exhibitions, and you're going to check all the different stalls that are outside, that are set up outside. So you guys will go, and then on your way out, there's also a snack pack that you're going to receive. As you're walking around, you will have something to nibble on or something to eat as you're doing that. Is that okay? So you're wait, Pela. When I say banana, you can go. For now, relax. So listen to the instruction first. So you're going to walk about for like 30 minutes, and then when you hear me speaking again, calling everyone inside. Please make sure that you come back inside. Do what you need to do. Collect as much information as possible, and then come back so that we carry on with the second session. Is that okay? Can I get a sharp sharp? There you go. Banana, you maybe. Sorry, wait. They said wait. How do you want to do it? That side first. All right. The people that are sitting on my left, which is your right, they will coordinate accordingly. Yes. So that group will go out first, and then you guys will go next.